Hello, this is the Lighthouse Hall of Fame film in Erlenberg. Encounter from the South Spawn is Eynsteyn again in his T71. European driver. In this battle, it's 4 enemy scouts. He has 3. 2 artillery apiece. And a lot of heavy tanks on both sides. The opposing team has 1 medium and 2 TDs. And his team has 2 mediums and 3 TDs, but overall, fight's dominated by heavies. Got to twist your way around all the tanks to get going here. And hopefully they're kind enough to let you get past. Initially, it looks like more tanks are going east than west. He'll come over here and get a couple early spots. The T71 and him spot each other. He's trying to help with the 71. The Panther took him out. Now, if he had fired from right there at the beginning, he would have lit himself up. He tried to back up and let the bushes do the work, but it wasn't. I think from the tank he was shooting at, he was safe, but there was another tank to the side that saw his muzzle flash, and he's exposed, so he moves out. Now the E75 lights him up again. And you may wonder why are you taking evasive action when the E75 is on the other side of the castle? And there's 2 answers to that. The first answer is SU-14-2. The second answer is FV-3805. Even though the tank that saw you can't shoot you, those artillery are definitely a possibility of somebody who's interested in killing you. So as long as you're exposed, as long as you were seen, you have to be evasive for the next 10-12 seconds to make sure that artillery has a hard time shooting you if they decide to get you. If you just say, okay, I'm behind the castle, I can drive in a straight line and get to where I'm going, that's when you end up cursing artillery because they had been tracking you and you drive straight and make it easy for them. Fire! They're screwed off. Now they're dead. And now he's in a spot where he's firing from behind the bushes and not getting seen. So he's waiting on his clip, and hopefully targets still exist along this line of fire. Here he goes.
Penetration! 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 Enemy armor is damaged!
And now if you look at the map, he's the only Allied force over here anymore, so it's time to move out. There's no way he's fighting off 6 heavies with a 6-round clip. Doesn't matter how good you are or how bad they are, they can crush you in that situation. He gets tracked and repairs right away because this is life and death here. He's basically just running for his life right now. Fortunately, that last heavy, the T-32, didn't try to head him off at the pass. He would have been hurt in the bad. Now he's just hoping to get past these bushes and out of the line of fire. Then I think he's going to take on this 32.
Penetration.
Another close battle. He's not liking what he sees there. Mostly, I think, not liking the fact that there's nobody really in a position to support the spots that he has there. He knows they aren't going to move to get into position, so he's going to find a different place to spot where his team can shoot what he's going to see. I think he's worried about getting overrun over in that corner of the world because there wasn't anybody there really to help him.
That one didn't go through.
He took a chance taking one shot and then got out of there, and it's a good thing he did because he saw the incoming return fire. When you get lit up before you're aimed in, then it's just really a risk whether you want to stay and try to squeeze out one round or not. Now they have starting to gain the upper hand. They have 2-tank lead. He's going to come back over here now with a couple of those tanks eliminated and see what he can see. There's the... I didn't notice what tank that was, but there's something up there he's blind shooting at. Something else you'll see good players do a lot, and that's they just saw the tank and then it blinked out. They're going to pop a few rounds into that spot where the tank just was, because a lot of times it'll hit. You may not even know it hit until after the game. There's the artillery. But unless you get a crit hit and the game tells you got a crit, or you kill the tank, as often happens if they're low hit points, then you have no idea whether you hit or not until after you look at the damage you did later. But you should still do it. Anytime you get a chance to get extra damage and you can do it in a safe way, go for it.
Enemy armor is damaged. Enemy armor is hit. Enemy is hit.
So now we know where all their tanks are. Let's see if our TDs just sit there or if they come forward and start helping. Looks like they're both moving forward, which is good, because they were useless where they were at based on where the enemy tank positions were. In North America, our TDs would still sit there the rest of the fight, and you'd have to work without them. So it's good to see the European TD drivers actually understand the map.
That one bounced. Enemy armor is
Poor
hit.
Bulldog has no idea where he's at. Big hit on the cherry too. Got him. 2 to go. Got a tank to the right of him, I think. Yep, right there behind him, Bulldog. Turn around and just a split second before the Bulldog dies, it gets the kill. So, in this battle, he ends up with 3,491 damage. And Actually, I think it's 3,604. I'm going to have to check. Got 3 kills. Was 26 of 38 for 68% shooting. Got 2,274 spotting damage with 7 spots. And he made money, 43,375 credits. He ended up with 2,505 XP, got the high caliber for the game. Spotter, fire for effect, and bruiser medals. And this battle goes in the number 2 on the T71 list. You saw him again try to get out early, get some early spots. The enemy T71 and him spotted each other, so he had to get concealment and cover back. And then he just kept working the far western side of the map down the one line, trying to use bushes to cover his shots, sometimes successfully, sometimes not. And the biggest thing there was when you saw him retreat from the E75 with the castle in between them, he still continued to weave, because you cannot ignore the fact that there's arty in the game when it's sitting over there. Especially if you're like him, where he has a high rating and a high win rate. If the arty's locking in on who the quote-unquote good players are, that he knows they're going to be aiming at him, so he can't afford to drive in a straight line while spotted. Doesn't matter whether your ranking's high or low. You should do the same thing. Be evasive while you're spotted. And then he finally moved back, or he went back and forth a couple times. Moved east, moved west, moved east, moved west. Finally, he had to retreat across the river, and kept playing that game. I think when he was down here, he was setting up to use the bush and realized that there really wasn't anybody in position to support what he was going to see. So he moved up to the middle and then went back around at the end. And it was just bad luck at the end. He pulled out, I think, knowing the bulldog was behind him, and I think he was hoping to get a quick kill on the first tank and swing around and shoot the bulldog, but it didn't quite work out that way. Either way, he ends up with another entry in the Hall of Fame. So congratulations to Eynsteyn from Erlenberg Encounter, running around shooting things and causing a lot of damage. Happy hunting.